Hello everyone, this is Changeable. Today I'm going to be talking about a project that you have never seen before, really. The quest to find every single creator name. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, if we look at all the rated levels, you can see creator names, obviously, for the newer ones. Most levels are made by registered users, which obviously makes things very easy because you can just like search them in the game and that doesn't pose any problems. But if we go all the way back, some of these older levels are made by unregistered users and their names aren't really showing up most of the time. Most of the time nowadays they're dashes. So for over a year now, actually almost 2 years, I believe, I've been searching for all of these names just because it's interesting for me to know whether I can find all of them. And there's a few other people involved in this project. So yeah. Basically, this started when we had over 100 names to find. Because like there's way more than 100, of course, but a lot of these were already known because of, well, basically because of like old footage on YouTube mostly, or just, well, yeah, but mostly old YouTube videos that kind of showed the level names. Oh, and the actual creator names before they became dashes. Because most of these have disappeared during the hacking incidents in early 2017, I believe. That's when most green users became these dashes. And they are not green in GD browser, but they are actually green in game. So that's why I'm calling them green users. And basically the way this works is I have to find an actual confirmation of each creator name, basically. So it can't just be someone stating like that name was there. There needs to be like actual proof, like an actual, I don't know, in-game screenshot or something. Something that would prove the actual name of the creator. So how did we find most of those? Well, there's been a few sources. Uh, as you can see, there's like most names are actually filled up, but a few of them are still unknown. This is just the list of every rated level in Geometry Dash in chronological order. And obviously there's all these normal levels by registered creators, but yeah, in old versions there are a lot of these green user levels. And those are the interesting ones. So basically the sources have mostly been, well, aside from YouTube, they've mostly been old GD forums. So like the Geometry Dash forums, which was the English speaking kind of hub of the community in the early days. And more importantly, Geometry Dash World, which was the main kind of neighbor cafe of the Korean community, which was basically dominant in like 2013, 2014. And so a lot of old screenshots have been posted on this forum, and from there we've kind of deduced kind of just found a lot of these names. For instance, a level called Legendary, which was unknown for a while, but yeah, right here is the screenshot by SIMG Factorial, which is LunarSimg, and basically just shows Legendary by player. And like that's one of the simpler discoveries. But this method obviously has its limitations since there's not really a lot of these old screenshots in existence. So the next major breakthrough came when Seavolton created this website called GD History. What this is basically players submitting their save files, and in those save files, a lot of the time in the older save files, some of these older levels by green users were saved, and basically the creator names were also saved in the process. And people have submitted some save files. There's 564 at the moment, but this number is constantly increasing, of course. And this has allowed us to find almost everything, really. Except for 6 names. And these are the levels. There's 6 levels in total. There's 2 of them in 1.2 and 4 of them in 1.3. Some of these have assumptions, and those are basically just on the list of every rated level. Like if we see, well, if we look at, for example, Buru 1, like it's assumed by Buru, if we find that here, yeah, this name has simply just been there before we started this project. And a lot of these were kind of unproven. But most of them we were able to prove through one of these few methods I've described before. But yeah, there's a few that we haven't been able to prove, like Buru and Wild 1907 and Disast. And basically these 3 are completely unknown, so they have like no assumptions at all. Like we have no idea what the creator name is. And basically I've just been doing this parallel with my main project, the archive project, of course. But we've been stuck for nearly a year now. The last name discovery we had was almost a year ago on October 14th, 2022. And we have found this name, Zero by player. This used to be unknown, but we have, through an old save file, we have discovered that this name was in fact player. It's important to make a distinction between these unknown names and player names, because player names are kind of confirmed because, well, the creator had to have used this name for quite a while, or potentially even always, but we actually like know that that name was in fact player. As for those 6 levels, we just don't know. Like they might all be player, but we have no confirmation of that, so we just haven't proven it yet. And there's quite a few levels that with the player names. As you can see, there's the entire list. There's about 50 levels here, I believe. And yeah, basically those are the levels that we have been able to find the player name, but not the actual like name, if it ever existed. It might not have existed for like all of these levels or any of those levels. Again, we just don't know, but we at least have confirmation that their name was displayed as player at one point for those levels. And as for these 6, we just don't know that. So that's basically the gist of it. I mean, if you know anyone who might have these old kind of saved levels, please share this video with them. And, like, maybe we can find some of these names still. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching.